Hello friends, uh, today we will discuss about relation. In previous video we see some basic properties of sets like power set, subset, etc. So in this video we talk about relation. So the first topic is Cartesian product or cross product, second one is relation, and the third one is types of relation. So one by one we will discuss each topic. Okay, so let's start with first one. So why first one? Because we need to talk about relation, right? Then why do we need to talk about Cartesian product? What is the use of Cartesian product in a relation? So basically, before understanding what is relation, it's important to know what is Cartesian product or what is cross product means, or how to do cross product. Okay, so for this we need to take one example, or I can say one thing like with this name cross product. So one thing is the representation between two sets is represented by cross. So the symbol by which it represented between two sets is cross. So for Cartesian products we need at least two sets. So in between two sets we use this symbol cross that represent Cartesian product basically. And so this is cross. And what is product? Product means product between two sets. So let's see with an example like how to do product between two sets. Okay, so let's take two sets A and B. So let's suppose A set is 1, 2, 3 and B set is, I'm taking random sets. Set should be, sets can be anything. I just take random sets. Suppose it's 4. So the cardinality of A is 3 and the cardinality of B is 1. So what is Cartesian product or cross product? A cross B. This is basically this is the symbol or representation of Cartesian product, that is A cross B. Okay, now how we perform this cross product? Cross product means just product or multiply all the elements of set A with all elements of set B. Means multiply 1 with 4, multiply 2 with 4, multiply 3 with 4. So that is Cartesian product. So how can we represent it? 1, 4, one pair is 1, 4. So this pair is represented in parenthesis, open and closed parenthesis. Okay, now 2, 4, 3, 4. So this is cross product or Cartesian product. So means all the elements present in set A multiplied with all the elements present in set B. So if someone asks like what is the cardinality of A cross B, okay, so here the cardinality is 3. Okay, so how can we find the cardinality of A cross B? See, the cardinality of A is what? 3. The cardinality of B is what? 1. Okay, so all the three elements should be multiplied by each element of B. So here only one element is present, so 3 elements are multiplied by this one element. So we can say 3 cross 1 equals to 3. So in generic form, if the cardinality of A is n and if the cardinality of B is m, then we can say cardinality of A cross B is n into m. So that is our generic or mathematical form, general form. Like if someone asks what is the cardinality of A cross B or what is the cardinality of Cartesian product, then we can say cardinality of Cartesian product is if cardinality of A is n and cardinality of B is m, then the cardinality of A cross B is n into m. So that is the cardinality of Cartesian product. Okay, so if we clearly understand what is Cartesian product, then there is a relation, or there is, relation and Cartesian product correlate with each other. How it correlates, let's see. What is a relation? So the next one is relation. Okay, so I hope that you understand what is Cartesian product. It's a cross product. So cross product means all the elements of set A are multiplied by all the elements, or multiplied by each element of set B. That is cross product. Now, what is a relation? So relation is subset of Cartesian product. So that's why we need to understand what is Cartesian product. So we have already discussed about subset, like what are subsets. Okay, so now we can correlate subset also here. Okay, so subset of Cartesian product is called relation. Okay, so in this same example, let's discuss. So in this same example, let's discuss what is relation. Okay, so here relation is let's say what is a relation. Relation means subset of Cartesian product. So we have Cartesian product A cross B, that is 1 comma 4, 2 comma 4, 3 comma 4. This is Cartesian product, and we need to find subset of Cartesian product. So let's say I write one relation. Okay, not relation, we will discuss like whether it is a relation or not. Let's first write one set. Okay, so if I say 1 comma 4 and 3 comma 4, so can I say that this is a relation? Relation is subset of Cartesian product. So here this is my Cartesian product. So this is a Cartesian product, and I think I can say that this R is a subset of A cross B. Can I say this? So this is relation. So we can say that R is a relation because R is a subset of A cross B. So this is relation. There is one more way to represent relation. We can also write this term as 1R4. It means 1 comma 4 belongs to relation. This sign represents belonging, that this 1 comma 4 is present in relation R. So this symbol represents belonging. So this is one more way to represent relation. 1R4. It means 1 comma 4 belongs to R. After that, so this is relation. So it is subset of Cartesian product. Now one more thing, as we know what is finite and what is infinite set. Finite set means whose cardinality is known. We can say that 3 elements are there or 4 elements are there. Its cardinality is defined. Okay, that set is finite. And if the set is infinite, like set of even numbers, set of natural numbers, those sets are, we can say, they are continuously running. There is no end. Okay, set of real numbers. Okay, so what can I say, like if a set is infinite, then Cartesian product is also infinite. I think it's easy to say. Let's suppose from A and B one set is infinite. Let's suppose. So if this B set is infinite, then there is no end. So this product continues because there is no end. So the Cartesian product of AB is also infinite. So this is normal. I mean, I hope that you understand it orally. After that, if someone asks, suppose you have two sets A and B and those two sets are finite, okay, and the question is how many relations are formed from A comma B set. Okay, so let's discuss what it wants to say. Suppose you have two sets A and B, and suppose the cardinality of A is n and the cardinality of B is n. Suppose we have two sets A and B and the cardinality of A is n and the cardinality of B is m. Okay, now question is, need to find total relations. How many total relations are formed? कितने total number of relations form होंगे? Okay, so the question is total relations formed. So first of all, we know what is relation. Relation is subset of Cartesian product. So what is the cardinality of Cartesian product here? The cardinality of Cartesian product is n cross m. So this is the cardinality of Cartesian product. Okay, so these are total number of elements present in Cartesian product. Now from this Cartesian product whose cardinality is n cross m, how many total number of relations are possible? So if this is A cross B, then what is the cardinality? Not cardinality, sorry. How many total number of relations are possible from this A cross B? So let's discuss this. See, suppose there are some pair elements and represented by x, y, z, u, v and so on. There are so many elements and these elements are in pair, of course. 1, 2 or 2, 4, that is in pair. Now when you form a relation, okay, then in this relation this element has total two possibilities. Either this element come in this relation or not. So this relation take this element or this relation does not take this element. So we have two options or we have two possibilities, either to take this element or not. And similarly for each element we have two possibilities, either to take or not, because that is a relation. Relation is subset of this Cartesian product. So at the time of taking subsets you have two possibilities, either you will take this element or you will not take this element. So if I say like how many total number of relations are possible, what is the cardinality of A cross B is n into m. So total number 2 power n cross m. So if there are two sets and both these two sets are finite, then total number of relations formed from this A cross B Cartesian product is 2 power m into n. So this is the total number of relations formed. I hope this should be clear. Okay, so after that, if you know what is Cartesian product, know what is relation, let's take one example and see and clear it more. Okay, so let's suppose there is one condition, like suppose in condition the sets contain integer numbers, and integer numbers the representation is by z. So z is the representation of integer numbers. Okay, and there is one condition. Condition is if there are two elements, like of course है. In any relation you have a pair, xy pair. Okay, so the condition is x less than y. ठीक है, x less than y for all z, for all integers. So what can I say? For all integers x less than y, that is a condition basically. So if there are two sets, then both sets are of integer type. Okay, so suppose there is a set which is also of integer type, suppose there is a b set which is also of integer type, and the condition on that Cartesian product is the pair elements which are present in any relation, or suppose मैं अभी relation नहीं बोल रही, in any set should follow this condition. So now if I give some examples and if we analyze whether it's a relation or not, just take it. If I write 1 comma 2, so is it a relation? Is it a relation? Is it belongs to relation, or is it does not belongs to relation? See, 1 comma 2, 1 and 2 both are integers. 1 is from set A, let's suppose, and 2 is from set B, and these two are both integers, and 1 is also less than 2, so definitely this belongs to R. Yes or no? Yes. Suppose if you have 1 comma 1, is it belongs to R? No, it does not belongs to R, because the condition says less than, is strictly less than, there is no equal to. And if this x is greater than y, then also this condition violates. So the motive of this example is to know whether this set is a relation or not. So there is some constraint for a relation, like if you have a Cartesian product of z cross z, integer cross integer, okay, then all the subsets of that Cartesian product is a relation for the sure. But if there is some condition like x less than y, or x minus y is even, so if there are some conditions, then we think whether to take this set or not for a relation. Okay, so here this is a relation, this belongs to relation, but this does not belongs to relation. Okay, because we have some constraint or conditions. Okay, there is some bound. So yeah, so now I hope that this relation part should be clear properly. Okay, now if we do both Cartesian product and relation part, then focus on types of relation. So there are total 6 types of relations. First one is reflexive, second one is irreflexive. So there are total 6 types of relation, and third one is symmetric, antisymmetric, asymmetric, and transitive. So in this video we cover only two types of relation, reflexive and irreflexive. Other types of relation we will cover in next video. Okay, and these two are correlative. Basically, how correlate means, it's easy to understand. If you know what is reflexive relation, then it's too easy to understand like what is irreflexive relation. Okay, so in this video just take these two types of relation and discuss it. Okay, so let's discuss these two relations. So first one is reflexive relation. First of all, we need to know what is reflexive relation. Okay, so reflexive relation, if I want to explain it in a single line, then what I will say, x comma x belongs to R for all x belongs to set A. What does it mean? Let's discuss. So what does it mean? See, suppose there is a set A. Okay, suppose there is a set A and x is a element and that element belongs to set A. So for all those possibilities, x comma x should belongs to R, then it is reflexive. I know इतना clear नहीं हुआ है because mathematical term direct लिखने से it's not that much clear. So let's take one example. Okay, let's suppose there is one set A 1, 2, 3. Now if I say what is the cross product of A cross A, why A cross A? Why not some other set? I mean, why itself? Why not A cross B? This question I will answer after completing reflexive relation. Okay, so for now just take A cross A. So what is A cross A? 1 with 1, 1 with 2, 1 with 3, 2 with 1, 2 2, 2 3, 3 1, 3 2, 3 3. So let's note down 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 2 1, 2 2, 2 3. So this is the Cartesian product of set A itself. Okay, now if I write some relation and if you need to choose whether it is reflexive or not, let's answer it. So let's suppose if I say 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, and is it a reflexive relation or not? Let's see. First of all, x belongs to A. Understand the meaning of this. X belongs to A means 1 belongs to A, 2 belongs to A, 3 belongs to A. For all means for all the elements which are belongs to A. Okay, now focus on this part. X comma x belongs to R. What does it mean by x comma x? Means same element. So 1, if 1 belongs to A, then 1 comma 1 should belongs to our relation so that it becomes reflexive. 1 comma 1, fine, it's present. 2 comma 2, it's present. 3 comma 3, it's also present. So this relation is reflexive, no doubt. This relation is reflexive, but there is one confusion, I know, and the confusion is this. Let's suppose we have only 1 comma 1. Now is this a reflexive relation? यार कर तो रहा है, x comma x belongs to R हो तो रहा है, definitely होगा ही reflexive relation. No, this is not a reflexive relation. Why? Because here it use a quantifier which is not there exist. There exists at least one quantifier. This is there exist. This is not used here. Here it is used for all. Means for all elements of set A, this condition should be satisfied. Then only it is a reflexive relation. So if only one element, 1, satisfy this condition, then it's not reflexive. So this relation is not reflexive. Okay, so I hope now it's clear to all what is reflexive relation. Okay, one more relation I need to show you. Let's suppose we have 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, and suppose we have this one. Is it a reflexive or not? We don't care about other pairs, only care those elements which are present in set A, and a pair contains same value for all elements present in set A. That's enough for making it reflexive. So 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. All the elements present in set A have a pair with same value. It satisfies this condition. So if it satisfies this condition, then no matter whether 1 3 is present or not, or any other pair is present or not. So yes, this is reflexive, but this is not reflexive. It violates the for all condition. Okay, this is reflexive, this is reflexive. So these are common three relations in which I think clear about reflexive relation. These three relations clear about reflexive relations. Okay, now more question on reflexive relation is if someone asks smallest relation which is reflexive and largest relation which is reflexive, so we need to find smallest relation that is reflexive. So what is the smallest relation which is reflexive? Now focus on rectification नहीं करना है. Okay, smallest relation, this set has cardinality 3. Take this example first, okay, then go to the generic one for n elements. Okay, so what is the cardinality of this set A? The cardinality of set A is 3. Okay, now see what is the smallest relation which is reflexive. So if the cardinality of set A is 3, and if there are 3 elements, and for all these 3 elements it should be mandatory that 1, 1 or x, x pair should be present in a relation for reflexive. So if there are total 3 elements, then only for making it reflexive we need x, x pair, means 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. So smallest relation is cardinality of A. जितने A में number of elements होंगे, that is the smallest relation, that is the cardinality of smallest relation. So for generic one, if the cardinality of set A is n, then for the reflexive relation, not the cardinality, I'm so sorry for that, we want to know the cardinality. Okay, it's fine. We want to know the cardinality of smallest relation. So smallest relation, the cardinality of smallest relation is also n. Is it clear? Means this relation is the smallest relation for this set A. This relation R is the smallest relation for set A. 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. That is the smallest relation. Now discuss about largest relation. So we need to find the cardinality of largest relation, okay, which is reflexive. So we need to find the cardinality of largest relation which is reflexive. Now discuss it. See, if you get Cartesian product here, this is the largest relation, because in this relation we get all the possibilities which we need, that is x, x pair, and beyond this, I mean except this, we have other elements, we have all other possible pairs also. So A cross A is the largest relation. So if set A has cardinality n, then largest relation has cardinality n cross n, which is n square. Okay, so this is the cardinality of largest relation. Okay, so these two things which we don't need to remember it, just need to know the logic behind this. Okay, so then After that you don't need to remember all those things. Now one more thing, uh, last question or the last thing is, if there is a set A whose cardinality is n, then how many total number of reflexive relations are possible? Same what we discussed for relation also. Okay, we have already discussed for relation. Okay, that is I think 2 power m into n. Okay, so the last question on this reflexive relation is this one, and the last one is total number of reflexive relations. ठीक है, total number of reflexive relations on set A. So how many total number of reflexive relations on set A? Okay, so we know the cardinality. Let's suppose cardinality of set A is n, and the cardinality of A cross A is n square. Now divide it. From this n square, see, we want to know the total number of reflexive relation, and if any relation is reflexive, then it should contain this x comma x pair, means contain at least n elements, 1 1 2 2 3 3. Okay, so that is mandatory, we cannot deny it if it is reflexive. So from n square, n elements जो क्या होंगे, मैंडेटरी होंगे, and there is only one possible way to have n elements in each reflexive relation. Okay, the remaining n square minus n, these we don't need to worry about it. Let's see here 1 comma 3, we don't need to worry about it. We don't need to worry about 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 3 comma this. Only worry about 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2 and 3 comma 3. Don't need to worry about other elements or other pair. So these are the remaining other pairs. Okay, that is n square minus n. So these have possibilities either to take or not. So every pair has possibility of 2. So total 2 power n square minus n reflexive relations are possible. So total 2 power n square minus n reflexive relations are possible. Hope you understand the logic behind how to find or how this number, basically power number, comes. Okay, now one more question, like if someone asks how many total number of relations are possible which are not reflexive. Okay, so how many total number of relations are possible which are not reflexive? So these are total number of relations which are reflexive. The remaining are, what are the remaining? If someone asks total number of non-reflexive relations, okay, so if these are reflexive relations and we know the total number of relations, we already find 2 power m into n. Here the cardinality is n square, 2 power n square. These are the total number of relations minus 2 power n square minus n. So these are the total number of relations which are non-reflexive. We know like total number of relations if we have two sets, but here these two sets are same, so the cardinality is n square. Okay, and each element has possibility of 2, so 2 power n square minus 2 power n square minus n. So these are the total number of non-reflexive relations. Okay, so yeah, I think all the main part has covered in reflexive relation. So let's discuss about basically irreflexive relation. So this reflexive relation we have covered. Now irreflexive relation. Okay, so now it's easy to understand irreflexive relation. Irreflexive स्पेलिंग देख लेना. Okay, so now it is easy to understand irreflexive relation. So what is irreflexive relation? Okay, in single line I write x comma x does not belongs to R for all x belongs to set A. Now you can correlate. I mean, correlate is not a good word, but yeah, now you can think about irreflexive. See, reflexive relation is x comma x belongs to R for all x belongs to set A. Belongs, only this varies in irreflexive relation. It does not belongs to R. Okay, now directly take examples and discuss. Okay, so same example I will take 1 2 3. Okay, you know the Cartesian product. And one more thing which I forget, one question which I need to answer, like why set A, why both sets are same. See, one thing, if you take two different sets A and B, okay, then if you want to be reflexive, okay, then you should, then I mean you need to take both sets, then you need to take elements of both sets should be same. Think about it. If there is set A 1 2 3, and suppose if there is set B which is 4, suppose containing an element which is 4, whose value is 4, if you cross product, it will never be a reflexive relation. Okay, so if you take some other set also, suppose take B, okay, then also you need to take same elements. That's why better to do Cartesian product with itself. Okay, and now it depends on the question. Like if it asks with another set, it's fine. We need to answer whether it is reflexive or not. So that is main question, whether it is reflexive or not. You need to think about it simply. Now what is irreflexive relation? Just do it quickly. Okay, so as we know, A cross A, 1 comma 1 1 comma 2 1 comma 3 2 comma 1 . Okay, now if I say is this a irreflexive relation? Because we know this is not a reflexive relation. So is it a irreflexive relation? Someone says yes, someone says no, but the answer is no. Why no? This is not a irreflexive relation. Why not? Because C the quantified is for all. So for all x belongs to A means for all 1 2 3 elements present in set A, this should never be present. I mean this should never belong, this pair should never belong to this relation. But if any one of the pair belongs to relation, then it is not irreflexive. So this is an example whether we say, I mean this is one example whether we can say it is neither reflexive nor irreflexive. So here we can say it is neither reflexive nor irreflexive. Okay, now take some other examples. Suppose this is relation 1, relation 2, and if I take 1 comma 2, is it a irreflexive relation? Yes, it is, because there is no pair x comma x. Suppose if I say phi, that is a null set. Already discussed about what is null set. Is it a irreflexive relation? Yes, because we don't care. We have a motive or a focus only on x comma x pair. If it is present, if any of that pair is present, then it is not irreflexive relation. Okay, so these are some examples. I think it's enough to say, like, now we understand what is irreflexive relation. Okay, now same question. First question is smallest cardinality of smallest relation, which is irreflexive. So already discussed, that is phi, means empty set. So that is the cardinality of 0, means phi is irreflexive, and that is the smallest relation. Now if someone asks largest relation which is irreflexive, so what is the largest relation which is irreflexive? Focus on Cartesian product. So is this Cartesian product a irreflexive relation? No. So how can you make it irreflexive? If I remove 1 comma 1, remove 2 comma 2 and 3 comma 3, it means if there are total 8 elements, then I need to remove these 3 elements, and these 3 elements is the cardinality of set A, as we know, 1 2 3, 1 1 2 2 3 3. So if set A has cardinality n, then A cross A has cardinality of n square. From this n square, we need to remove n. Is it okay? Because we need to remove these elements which are same, those pairs which have same value, 1 1 2 2 3 3. So total n square minus n. Basically the largest relation has cardinality of n square minus n. Okay, now the last question is total number of relations which are irreflexive. So we need to find total number of relations which are irreflexive. So same, we know the cardinality of A cross A, that is n square. From n square, n elements, these n elements 1 1 2 2 3 3, surely ये तो लेना ही नहीं है, those should not be belong to R. So from n square, n वो elements होंगे जिनको हमें not taken, लेना ही नहीं है. पॉसिबिलिटी कितनी है? 1, कि इनको लेना ही नहीं है. मीन्स इन एनी रिलेशन these n elements should never come. Okay, the remaining one, n square minus n, same scenario, they have possibility whether it comes or not. So 2 power n square minus n. So these are the total number of irreflexive relations. So total number of irreflexive relation is, मतलब total number of irreflexive relations are 2 power n square minus n. So these are the total number of irreflexive relations. Now let's see, is there anything which is remaining? Okay, 2 more things which I need to cover in this. These are last 2 things in this video which we need to cover. Okay, one question arises, like if someone asks total number of relations which are either reflexive or irreflexive. What do you mean by this? Means you need to find the total number of relations which are either reflexive or irreflexive. So for reflexive all the x comma x pairs should come. For irreflexive, all the x comma x pairs should not be come. So if you join those two, because these two relations are disjoint, means there is nothing common between these two relations. So if this is reflexive, then this is irreflexive. There is nothing common between these two relations, because one says x comma x should present for all x belongs to A, and one says x comma x should not be present for all x belongs to A. So you already find total number of irreflexive relations, which are 2 power n square minus n. So this one plus, because there is nothing common between reflexive and irreflexive relations, plus this is also 2 power n square minus n. This is for reflexive relation. So these are the total number of relations which are either reflexive or irreflexive. Last question is, if someone asks total number of relations which are neither reflexive nor irreflexive, how many total number of relations are possible which are neither reflexive nor irreflexive? So this is the last question of this video. Okay, so total number of relations which are neither reflexive nor irreflexive, मतलब ना ही reflexive होना चाहिए और ना ही irreflexive होना चाहिए. So first think, like क्या क्या possibilities हो सकती है. So if you think about it, see, as we know, टोटल कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट की कॉर्डिनैलिटी जो होती है, लाइक टोटल नंबर ऑफ रिलेशंस जो होंगे, सपोज देयर इज अ सेट ए हुज कॉर्डिनैलिटी इज n, so total number of relations of a cross a is 2 power n square. So these are the total number of relations which we have always there, and from these total number of relations we need to deduce, or we need to subtract those relations which are either reflexive or irreflexive, और both वाला केस तो हो ही नहीं सकता, because both reflexive and irreflexive are disjoint. There is nothing common between these two relations. So we need to subtract those relations which are either reflexive or irreflexive. Now think about it. See, if you calculate it, then it is 2 power n square minus n plus 1. So what are either reflexive or irreflexive? These are either reflexive or irreflexive. Now for neither reflexive nor irreflexive, you need to remove those elements. Hope you understand what I want to say. These are the relations which are either reflexive or irreflexive, and we find those relations which are neither reflexive nor irreflexive. मतलब भाई ना ही रिफ्लेक्सिव होना चाहिए ना ही इररिफ्लेक्सिव होना चाहिए. ठीक है, सो दीज आर द टोटल नंबर ऑफ रिलेशंस. ठीक है, सो नाइदर वाले में क्या करेंगे, हम सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे वो रिलेशंस जो कि आइदर रिफ्लेक्सिव और इररिफ्लेक्सिव और बोथ, पर बोथ वाला केस होगा ही नहीं, बिकॉज दीज टू रिलेशंस आर डिसजॉइंट. ओके, सो सब्ट्रैक्ट दोज रिलेशंस. ओके, सो these are the total number of relations which are neither reflexive nor irreflexive. So आज की वीडियो में बस इतना ही, and I hope you like my video. Maybe in between there are, I mean, while telling or while explaining, मैंने कुछ रट्टा नहीं मार रखा होता है, so while telling कन्फ्यूज़न क्रिएट हो जाता है, बट आई होप मैं सारे कन्फ्यूज़न आपके क्लियर कर पाई हूँ. सो आई विश कि आप सबको ये वीडियो पसंद आई होगी. एंड प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब माई चैनल इफ़ यू रियली लाइक those videos, and if you want me to make these videos more and more, so please subscribe my channel, like it, comments and share with your family, friend, everyone whom you like. Okay, so thank you so much.